Hello crafty friends, my name is Linda Dolke and I'd like to welcome you to this month's Global Video Hop. It's September 2024 and this month our theme is Upcycle or Recycle. Really interesting theme. It really got me to put my thinking cap on this month about what I could do, and I actually came up with quite a few ideas, and I might try some of those other ideas another time. But this time I thought I'd use the recycle part of the theme, and I'm actually going to be using bubble wrap to create a really fun background. Now, I did do bubble wrap backgrounds a few weeks ago on one of my Technique Tuesday videos. If you'd like to see more different ways to use bubble wrap in your crafting, go back and have a look at that one. It's super fun, and the thing is, it costs you absolutely nothing to use bubble wrap, okay? I've just got some that's left over. I always save it for this exact reason. This is just standard bubble wrap, and no, I haven't gone through and popped all the bubbles yet because that's a fun activity. But if you want to actually use them in your crafting, you're probably going to find that you need them to be unpopped. All right, I'm actually going to be going in and cutting this to be a little bit bigger, or actually quite a bit bigger than the piece of paper that I want to cover with it. And so let me just quickly cut myself a rectangle of this. I've got a piece of, this is 7.5 by 11.5 centimeters, this piece that I'm going to be working on. And as you can see, this piece is significantly larger. And today I'm going to be using something different. Now, these were a subject of my most recent Technique Tuesday. These are what we call enamel effects. We have two different packs of these. They're lots and lots of fun. I'm using the metallic ones today. So these are a pack, they come together. $27 here in Australia. I'm not sure what they might be depending on where you are, but in Australia they're $27 for 3, and you get gold, copper and silver. There's also a pack of white, red and black, but I'm using the metallic ones today. First of all, you want to have the bubbly side facing up. The flat side is going to be down on your work surface, and it doesn't matter what order you put these in. Having said that, I've decided I'm going to go with silver first, and I'm basically dividing it into thirds. So I'm just going to be fairly liberal with it and just, squeeze some so that it comes out in this top third. Then I'm going to go to my next color. In this case, it's gold. This one I've used more of it, so I've got to squeeze a bit harder. All right, so then I've got some of that. And then the last one I'm going to use here, this will be the copper. Whoop. All right, doesn't matter how it looks on there. We're now going to get something to scrape it with. I'm using a palette knife, but you could use anything sharpened or something with a flat edge. I've heard someone say a credit card is a good way to go. And I'm just going to kind of move it around so it's no longer in the lines. Then I'm going to go onto the gold. I'm not going to bother about cleaning my palette knife. And then lastly, the copper. And I'm kind of running the two edges together. So the silver's gone a little bit over the gold and the copper's gone a little bit over the gold as well. So they're kind of blended together. Now you'll see that they are all over my knife here. And what I suggest is that you have something to clean, whether it's a baby wipe, or I just keep some paper towel and I'm just going to wipe that off, the excess off on here, so that it doesn't get stuck forever onto my palette knife. All right, so that's good. All right, so now that I've got this like this, I'm going to use this as a printing technique, and I'm going to put so we want our piece of paper to go just sort of inside. You can see the copper coming out the bottom here, and I can see the silver coming out the top. And I'm going to make sure I press this on. You might get a little bit on your fingers. Don't worry about that. Easy to get. It cleans off easily, just as long as you don't let it dry. You can go wash your hands straight away, or like I said, you might have a baby wipe or some other thing to wipe your hands on. And I'm just doing that now. If you are using just paper towel, you'll feel it feels a little bit sticky, so give them a good rub. All right, so now I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to peel this off. And you can see we've got the silver, the gold and the copper coming out on the black. Now obviously if you do this on a lighter color, you'll get a different effect. I think the darker the color, the better the contrast. And once you finish with this, if you're not going to use it again, fold it over and pop it straight in the bin so you don't end up with a mess. Okay, now this needs to dry before I work with it anymore. So I find usually it takes about 20 minutes or so for this to dry thoroughly for you to work with it. It does depend on how thick you have. So down the bottom, there's less silver at the top and it's thicker down the bottom where the copper is here because I applied more. So this is going to take a little bit longer. I would think you probably need a good 20 minutes for this. But 20 minutes to half an hour and we should have this panel nice and dry and I could work with it again. So let's just wait, and by the magic of television, I'll be back in just a moment to share what I do next. Okay, so now our piece has dried. Now I did help it along a little bit with a heat tool just to make it faster, but you don't have to. You could wait the full 20 to 30 minutes for it to dry, but this is nice now, just to the level that I want it. And I want to take a moment before we continue to check out the design. Can you see how, like, we've got like quite, if you look closely, they're quite detailed, and it's actually the shapes on here are the result of the plastic folding over a little bit as you pressed it into the paper, and so you get all these unique little designs printed onto this. So it's like a printmaking technique, but I think it's very, very cool, and I love that we can do things with it. Now I want to make it into a card. And so when I was first going to do this, I was actually going to do a white card base, but I think I've talked myself out of that. That's how it would look on the white. It does pick up the silver quite nicely, but I'm actually not going to go with white. I decided I'd like it to be a little bit warmer. So perhaps vanilla, that's better because it's definitely warmer. And the vanilla definitely picks up more of the gold and the copper. Okay, so that's an option. And then here we have crumb cake. Warmer again. Super nice, isn't it? Actually, I think I like the crumb cake maybe best. And then the last one I'm choosing, this is pecan pie. And I think pecan pie is just a little bit too dark. So I'm going to go, I think, with the crumb cake. And I'm going to fold my card base. This is just a 14.8 by 21 centimeter. So half a sheet of A4 size piece, folded in half to make my card base. So I'm just going to use a bone folder and flatten down the edge. Okay, and then this is going to end up in the middle, but I want to have something framing it. Now we do have at the moment this fabulous textured specialty paper. It's textured metallic 12 by 12 specialty paper is what it's called, and you get 3 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. We have this color they're calling tungsten, which is like a dark slate gray, and then we have gold and we have copper. Okay, so obviously I'm looking at the gold and the copper because it's going to go really nicely with these, and I'm leaning towards the copper. I've actually also cut this before, so that probably would work quite well. So let's see, if this is 7.5 by 11, then I need an 8 centimeter by 12 piece to mat this. So let me grab this out of here. I'm going to go across this way, and we're going to go 12 and 8. All right, can you see the texture in this paper? It's just beautiful. I love it. All right, so this is going to go on here, and that's going to frame it really nicely. Looks good. Yep, looks good against the crumb cake too. All right, so let me grab my Tombow. You can use any glue you like, and we're just going to whack that on the back there, and we're going to stick it on our copper piece. And it's going to give us a nice little bit of shine all the way around our panel. All right, now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. Doesn't matter what dimensionals, you can use the black ones, the white ones, it makes no difference at all in this case. And let's take the backs off those and stick it down. I'm keeping this card really simple because I want the technique and these beautiful enamel effects to be the star of this show. So I'm going to just line that up so it's centered. It's a little bit high. That's looking good. All right, so it's right there in the middle.
And I'm going to use the same piece of copper that I just used, the 2 3/8 inch punch, and I'm going to make a copper circle. And then I've also got the 2-inch punch. Now we have some white paper just here to my right. I'm just going to grab that. And you could use any sentiment you like. I've actually pulled out today the Hooray for Surprises set because I love the greetings in this set. So we've got a sending you lots of love. That could be for any occasion at all. Hope your birthday is wonderful, and so on. This is really, really good. And I'm choosing between these two. I don't know which one I want. It's a bit tricky, isn't it? Of course, I could emboss copper embossing on black, and that would be really striking. But actually, now I've got it here. I don't want white. I want vanilla because I think the white is too stark, like what I already said before. Yeah, vanilla would be better. And I'm going to go in, you could choose pecan pie, which would be a really good coordinating colour. Or if you want to go a little bit darker, you could go with early espresso, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pop that right there. And I think I'll go with the sending you lots of love. Let's pop that on a block. Here it is. Not where it's supposed to be in the pack, but that's okay. This pack has had very, very good use. As you can see, my stamp's quite stained, but I'm not worried about that. It means it's been loved. All right, sending you lots of love in a dark brown early espresso. And I'm going to cut this with my 2-inch punch because that'll fit really nicely in front of my this copper piece. Now, totally up to me, but if I don't have stitching around my shapes, I do like to sponge my edges. There are a number of ways we can do that. We could and probably the easy, we could use a sponge dauber, we could use a blends marker, or if you've got your ink pad handy, you can just hold on, as long as your fingers are clean, and just roll it around, let it roll. And now I have a nicely inked piece without having to worry about daubers or anything else. A dauber will give you a softer edge, okay, but this one's kind of more like a straight edge. Now I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this one as well. You could use some twine, like some linen thread, or if you have any small copper ribbon, that would look really nice as well. But I'm actually not going to worry about that. So that's going in the middle of my copper piece. You could have this centered right in the middle, but I don't want to lose too much of the gold. So I'm actually going to go slightly to the side because, first of all, it looks cool, but also it means that we see a bit more of this gold in the middle here. So I'm actually going to, I need to make sure I'm putting it on this second half, this half here. Come on, Tombo. Or you could use dimensionals behind here as well and pop this up. But I've already got dimensionals on the vanilla piece, so whether or not I want to have them behind the copper piece is up to me, or up to you if you're making the card. All right, now for the last thing I want to do, I want to add some copper accents because they're going to finish the whole thing off. And I have got the metallic adhesive backed dots. Love these. There's copper, gold and silver, so they're perfect for this card. So let's grab a copper one. Oh, where will I put them though? This is a bit interesting because I don't really want to put them in here anywhere because they've got that lovely copper texture. I could put them more to the side, but I'm actually thinking maybe I'll put them actually on the sentiment, and maybe a big one down there and then a small one over here, and then we'll have a small one up the top. It'll be easier to see there near the silver pieces. And I'm going to say that's my card done. Something really different, using bubble wrap to create textured backgrounds, just looks fabulous. If you're interested in all the other ways that you can use bubble wrap with different inks and different things, go back and check out that video I've made previously. And don't forget, we have a lot of other fabulous, talented people in this video hop this month. So in the description below this video, if you go down and have a look, I've listed the names of the people who you can click on their links to see what's in this hop. So you hop from one person to another. They've all got different takes on the theme, the upcycle recycle theme. This was mine, but I'm sure you're going to love all the other things the girls have got for you this month. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you again here next month. Have a great day. Bye.